Hi, Elaine. I'm just nearby Pearl Harbor. I can see it just over my shoulder here, where the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has indeed become the first incumbent Japanese Prime Minister in more than 50 years to visit Pearl Harbor. Certainly, reconciliation was a theme with some careful wording, but also some emotional wording. The day began with a bilateral meeting between Shinzo Abe and President Obama, and they talked about economic issues and security before the two made their way by ship to the USS Arizona Memorial. Now, that is the memorial that sits on top of a sunken battleship where well over 1,000 sailors were killed. Abe walked into the shrine room that has the names of American servicemen killed in the attacks on walls. He later said he could almost hear their voices. They reflected on the lives lost in front of wreaths made of peace lilies, exited and went to the well area where they dropped purple flowers into the water. And then Prime Minister Abe made his statement. He offered no apology, but did go into great detail about his thoughts when he was reflecting on the American soldiers and all the lives that were lost and how they would never get to see their families again or grow up with their children. He then went on to say that we must never repeat the horrors of war again.
I offer my sincere and everlasting condolences to the souls of those who lost their lives here, as well as to the spirits of all the brave men and women whose lives were taken by a war that commenced in this very place.
The alliance between the United States and Japan, bound not only by shared interests but also rooted in common values, stands as the cornerstone of peace and stability in the Asia-Pacific and a force for progress around the globe.
Prime Minister Abe also thanked the U.S. for helping lift it out of poverty after World War II, and that he did go on to say on behalf of the Japanese people that he wished to express his heartfelt gratitude to the United States and to the world for the tolerance extended to Japan. Elaine.
Mark, how are his words being received there?
Well, he's been under great pressure from factions within Japan, more right-wing extremists, to not offer any apology or move in that direction, while on the other side, Asian countries and China have been pressing him to make a full apology. I think he sort of walked in the middle. And as I spoke to various veterans, including members of the 442nd Regiment, who are all Japanese-American unit, one of the most highly decorated units during World War II, most of them said that they were just glad he was here. They weren't looking for an apology, but they felt that it was long overdue for him to arrive and say something. I also even spoke to an elderly veteran who was 20 years old at the time. He could actually look out his window. He was not enlisted at the time, but he looked out his window and he could see what was going on. He pulled out his rifle and started shooting at the sky. He also said the same thing, that he was just happy that this day had been long in coming, and that he was glad it was here, and that he was happy to get whatever statement he could in sort of a reconciliation that the two countries have now moved on from that painful past. Elaine.
All right, Mark New, live for us in Honolulu, Hawaii.